Hello, we are going to start learning about integers today. So that's going to be our day one of talking about integers. Now you might be going, I've never heard that word before, Mrs. Grossen. And you might not have, but my guess is that you know what integers are. You just don't realize that you know them yet. So integers are numbers that are odd, even, whole numbers that are positive or negative. And that could be any number from 1 to 1 million, positive or negative. The only number that is not an integer is 0. Okay, so we're going to be talking about all types of different numbers here. So we're going to start off real simple and talk about positive and negative numbers on a number line. So what I'd like you to do, you see I have a piece of paper out here, is just grab a blank piece of paper. It could be notebook paper, it could be printer paper. I happen to have a lot of construction paper right now, so I grabbed a piece of construction paper. So any kind of paper, you can go ahead and pause the video if you need to, but you're going to grab a piece of paper and you're probably going to want either a pencil or a pen. And if you have something that is straight edge, that's great. Like I happen to have my math INB right here that I'm just going to pull out. You don't have your INBs yet, but hopefully you will one of these days. You can grab something else that could act as a ruler. If you have a ruler, even better. Okay, so you have these three things: blank piece of paper, pencil or pen of some sort, and something with a flat edge so you can create a straight line. Okay, so the first thing I would like you to do is you're actually going to fold your paper in half, and this would be hot dog style, or sorry, hamburger style. So we're going long ways. So I'm going to just fold that in half. And now I'm just going to create a straight line somewhere on my paper. I want to leave a little bit of space so you can see I'm not going exactly in the middle here. I'm just kind of going here. You don't need to go all the way across your paper. You can just do part of it, and it doesn't need to be too straight. Okay, so I'm just going to draw my straight line. Okay, so now I have my straight line. And I'm going to just put one arrow on one side and one arrow on the other. And the reason that we're doing that is so that we know that our number line doesn't just stop at the last number we put on it, excuse me. It's going to keep going until forever, basically. Okay, so I'm going to just title this paper real fast before we go too much further, and we're going to title this Integers. Okay, let me zoom in. Let's see if you can see that better. There we go. Just like we're in class. I don't know why it looks so pixelated. Hopefully it looks better on the actual video. Okay, so you have your number line here. What you're going to do is that fold that we did, that is your midline, and that's going to be where we put 0. Okay. So 0 is the center of our number line. And this is the difference. This is the part where it's not positive or negative, and it's not even or odd. So if you want to write that underneath 0, you can. So not positive or negative number. Okay. So that's really important to remember when we talk about a number line, because 0 has it's neither. It's the middle of it. And if you want to think of this as something I hear a lot of kids say is it's like a mirror. So when I talk about a number line, I'm talking about a mirror, okay? And we're going to kind of practice that today. So what I'd like you to do is you're just going to take one finger, and it's going to be hard. I'm going to turn this sideways, and you're just going to do about one finger width, and you're just going to mark out however far you can. And we're just going to do the right side first. So they should be about the same width apart as you are creating this number line. So that's as far as I could go. So I'm going to stop there. Okay, I'm gonna just quickly number these, and I'm gonna just do my numbers on the top for right now because it's easier to see. Oops. So I made it out to +6, okay? So anytime we're talking about the right side of 0, so if you want to even label that right side, we're talking about the positive numbers, okay? So right of 0 is going to be positive numbers, okay? So all of these numbers, any number that comes past 0 on this side of the number line is going to be positive, even if it is a decimal or a fraction, okay? Now let's come and we're going to take a peek on this left side. So again, I'm going to just come out and I'm going to do my finger marks. Oops, these ones are a little bit fatter. I don't know why that is happening. Okay, so hopefully you're doing this at the same time as me. Okay, so here's where I see a lot of people get confused. So first off, we are now on the left side of 0. So I'm just going to do left of 0. So any number that is on this left side of 0 is going to be a negative number. Okay, so I'm going to start here and I'm now going to move the opposite direction. So when I was on the positive side, I was moving this way. I was counting up to, I was counting and increasing as I moved right. Okay, so from 0, I'm going to start at 0. And just like I hopped this way on the positive side, I'm going to actually hop this way. And because I'm on 0 here, I am now 1 away from 0. So this now becomes 1. But since I'm on that negative side, it's going to be -1. Okay, I went from 0 to -1, and then I'm going to go to -2. So I'm just going to continue my number line, -3, -4, -5, and -6. Because again, I want to make sure that I am that many away from 0. Oops, helps if I do this side. So 0, -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, that makes sense. So all of my numbers are moving that way. They get larger or further away they get from 0, the larger that number next to the negative sign is. Okay, so all you're going to practice today is placing some numbers on the number line. And I know that seems kind of easy, but it's just where we're going to start because I want to make sure you have that much before we get into a little bit more complex stuff. Okay, last thing I'm going to point out is just if you know you have your number line set up correctly, if you fold this in half, and this is going to be hard to do because you can't see through mine, but if I hold this up to a window, you can kind of see it. I should be able to see on through here that my -1 and +1 are almost on top of each other. My -2 and +2 are on top of each other. So there's that mirror image. So if 0 is on that line and this is a mirror here, my 1 and 2 should be matching up. They should be mirroring each other. My -2 and +2 should be matching up. My -3 and +3 should be matching up. So it's kind of like a book. See, if I do it with my hands, my pinkies meet, my ring finger meets, middle finger, pointer finger, and thumb. So same thing with positive and negative numbers, okay? So this side is just the negative and this side is a positive. All right, so your job right now, thank you for listening to all of that. Hopefully you have this. We're gonna add to it a little bit tomorrow, so hold on to this someplace safe. And for today, you're just gonna practice placing missing numbers onto a number line. All right, I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.